Hey everyone, and welcome back to IDEANTHRO Movement. On today's episode, posture is task specific, both in the moment and collectively across your lifespan. Now, in the last episode, I talked about how thinking about there being one correct position for the shoulder is a misunderstanding if you view that through the movement context, because there's a whole bunch of different ways we might wish to move throughout the day. As soon as I put my phone down from making that episode, or as soon as I picked my phone up after making that episode, I flicked down, because it was looking at something that someone had posted on social media. I flicked down to the next article down and found this. This is coming from a group that promotes good posture. It says, tennis anyone? This picture taken in 1940 shows a nice combo of external leg rotation, nice hip hinging, and good shoulder placement. Okay, and it then goes on to show a picture of someone, which I will flash up on the screen just now. Okay, picture of the person. Now, I'm just going to take for granted that there is nice external leg rotation, nice hip hinging, and good shoulder placement in this picture, right? We don't actually need to debate whether there is or there isn't, because that's not the point here, right? There could potentially be, there might not be. What is the point, and I'm actually just copying the link right now so that I can share that picture with you in a second. The point here though is, have a look at the picture. Assume that it is good posture in those ways that the person's talked about, and tell me this, is that a useful position to be in while playing tennis? You gonna win that tennis game? No, you're not. And this is the point that I want to make in this episode. We were talking around this in the last episode as well, is that posture and whether something is correct form or the correct position to be in is relevant to the task that you are performing. Of course, there are positions that you can be in that are just outright bad for you, right? Getting smacked in the side. This is the example I always use. But bending your knee sideways after a 100-kilo footballer smacks you in the side of it is just outright bad for your knee, right? But there are positions that we can get into that might not be the absolutely most idealized position for a human body to be in, but which are still fundamentally safe and useful if applied in the right amounts in the context of a broad and varied movement diet. And so we look at something like this and we're like, well, sure, that might be in their eyes. I'm not going to debate whether that even is good posture, right? But that might be in their eyes the most optimized posture. But if it's utterly useful for tennis, what's the utility of that? What's the purpose of that? Our argument, as always, is that in fact there are quite a number of positions that it is acceptable for the body to be in, so long as we get a nice wide variety and a balanced mix of them. It's not suddenly like there is an optimal position and it's this narrow, right? And anything outside that is rubbish and you're stuffed. No. There is quite a broad mix of positions that are totally fine for you, so long as you get a nice sampling of all of them and you don't go, I'm not going to be in the optimal one, but I'm going to pick this other one over here, which is acceptable if it's done in the broad context of all the other variants, but I'm just going to pick that and do only that. That will screw you up in the same way as picking only the optimal position and doing only that will screw you up, right? So we look at this shot and we're just like, that does nothing. You have to look at movement and posture in the context of this. Is that posture acceptable to do some of? Smacked in the side of the knee by a footy player is not acceptable to do any of. But many postures are acceptable to do some of. Many postures are acceptable to do quite a lot of, right? No postures are acceptable to be done only and in complete isolation. They will eventually catch up to you. So we need to look at it and go, okay, I have this task to do. I need to pick from the range of acceptable postures the one that is most appropriate to get the task done safely and efficiently, right? And then I need to look at my broader movement variety, movement nutrition, movement diet, whatever you want to say. Look at the totality of the movement that I'm getting within my day or my week or my month, my year, my life. We need to look at the totality of that and check that it's balanced and check that we have other things that balance that out in great variety. That is the correct approach to this. And in that respect, you'll get things that don't look ideal, but are functional and are totally fine so long as they're applied in that right broad context. This thing that we keep seeing pop up in the posture and the rehab and the exercise world, which implies that there's one right position, go do it, is utterly bonkers when you think about it from a movement perspective. There's no utility to that position of that person apparently playing tennis. And by the way, there's not a lot of utility to that position in any sport. But let's just leave that there. Okie dokie. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this episode of IDEANTHRO, you might want to give us a like or a subscribe. Your choice. If you liked this episode of IDEANTHRO, you might want to find out more about what it is that we do, find some more episodes. For example, if you want to do that, go to ideanthro.com/movement. If you would like to come train with us, you'd like to become a member of our facility, and you happen to be in Brisbane because we're based in Oxley, you could go to ideanthro.com/free-trial and come down for a free trial, check us out before deciding to sign up. Because I get it, right? We talk about some stuff that's a little counterintuitive. Maybe you want to test us out, just see that we're not completely bonkers. Free trial is a good way to do that. And if you just want to get in touch, maybe discuss things like this particular episode, then you can find us at ideanthro.com/connect. Okie dokie, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Which, given that I'm going to pick up my phone and flick through Facebook a little bit more, might be along a similar topic. You never know what might be in my feed. Okay, we'll see you then.